Hello, hello. Welcome into Comic Book Women, guys. I am Laura. Hi, over at birdcitycomics.com. And there's Lucy at Mama Comic.
Hello.
Hi. And we are so thrilled because Trish is filling in for Jen for us tonight. What's up, Trish?
Hey, what's going on?
I should probably introduce you better, but I mean, people have to know who you are by now. She's the
I've
co-creator.
been enough on your shows.
Yeah.
I'm on your shows.
You guys know who this is. Stray Dogs. I mean, come on.
Stray
Yeah.
Dogs. It's only just a little book. It's fine.
I watched, there was some article that was talking about how the comic book world had fleas. And they had caught the stray dogs fever, and
That's
people
so
just
funny.
can't get enough of it. It was kind of a cute article, but anyways, thanks for joining us, Trish. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So tonight we are going to be spotlighting the best-selling author of paranormal, romance, and urban fantasy novels. She's amazing, Marjorie Liu. We're going to be talking about her work there. And then also, obviously, she's worked on several different Marvel comics, including NYX, Daken, Dark Wolverine, Black Widow, X-23, Astonishing X-Men. And of course, Lucy, what's the one that most people know her for?
Monstrous.
Just a little book.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
It's freaking brilliant. I'm really pumped. I'm excited for this one.
Yes.
All right, let's kick it off. So aside from being just drop dead gorgeous, I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's also brilliant. She went to law school. Did you guys know that?
I did. I read that and I was like, that's pretty badass. That's pretty awesome.
No, what better way to represent yourself than be an attorney or a lawyer in that industry in comics? Like, not only is she smart, law smart, but also smart enough to write, a list of books as long as my arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I was watching some interviews about her prior to the show, and she was saying that she finished law school. She was freshly out of law school, and she decided that in her heart, this isn't what she wanted to do long term. She knew she wanted to be a writer. When she was a kid, she spent all of her time reading by herself. She liked Little House on the Prairie and Boxcar Children and all those classic stories from our childhood. So her parents were hesitant when she's like, I'm going to switch and start writing for a full time. So she actually wrote her first novel in private and released her first novel in private. Nobody knew about it until after the fact when she just became wildly successful.
That is a leap, man. Like,
right?
You put all that money into law school, right? Because law school ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just like, nah, it's cool.
Like, for example, I have 2 different degrees and none of them are in owning a comic book store. But my dad always told me that even if you're not quote unquote using your degree, you're still using it because it changes the way you think. It changes the way you approach life on a daily basis, like how she approaches her projects. She has that lawyer mentality, which is pretty cool.
I bet it makes making decisions pretty easy, Like, whereas the uneducated myself, I tend to hesitate a lot. I tend to find myself going, let me check into this real quick. Let me do my own research real quick. Yeah, I do that a lot.
I could see that. I mean, yeah, it does give you a certain level of confidence. You're like, I got degrees to back what I'm thinking. So
yeah.
Her novels, though, focused a lot on romance, sexuality, attraction. She had themes of otherness and being the outsider. We'll talk more about that later on, how she became like this huge champion for the LGBTQIA plus. Isn't that what it is now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting it. It's a lot of letters.
You got it.
I got there. Anyways, okay, so Trish, I'm thrilled that you're on because I want your insight here. She was talking about in one of the interviews how there's just not a lot of female writers when it comes to the big 2 with Marvel and DC. There's literally a handful of them, and how women carry half the imaginary of the world. So they're definitely not represented as well as they could be. What do you think?
I can definitely see that on the side of the big 2. Now, in the like IDW, for instance, I have personal experience with them.
Yeah.
They are, they have a lot of female creators, editors, writers, artists, you name it. I do feel like some of that does infiltrate over into Marvel, because IDW has a Marvel, like they do the Marvel action stuff, and there's a lot of females that work on that stuff. Yeah. See, yay, Frank. So,
There's Frank Gogol. Hi, Frank. Hi, JJ. By the way, guys. Hello.
hi.
Always supporting us. Thank you, guys.
But yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, it was a man's world, in the big two for the longest time, and then you had all that kind of, I guess, gatekeeping business where if a woman wanted to break in, their ideas weren't good enough. I read horror stories about that stuff. A writer presents her ideas to another writer, and that guy, he says, well, this would be great if it were coming from a dude.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what?
What better way to crush someone's dreams?
Oh, wait. Okay, but wait. But then
You got Lucy
always
fired up.
Get
it?
Because, come on, dudes are always not like writing about us, a woman, but drawing us. Sometimes no normal woman looks like that, and it's like, how can you say that to a woman? Like it just
baffles me. It baffles me, especially when you're trying to gear a particular book toward women, or you want women to read it because their boyfriend or their significant other or their, whoever is reading it, just so that you can kind of be into the same thing. I don't know. Do girls still do that? I don't know.
Well, that's where we come in. That's why we have comic book women, so that we can start bringing the women in and making people recognize that we are a driving force in this industry across the board.
Yeah.
We have creators, writers, artists. We have collectors. We have retailers.
Yes. And you know what? If another writer says that to you, then that means he's just being a hater because he didn't thought about that. And it's like, well, how about you give me your work and then pass it as mine because I'm a dude. Just saying. I don't know.
I think that it didn't deter this person when they got that sort of feedback from that person who was in the industry. They just kind of kept at it, and now they're pretty famous in the industry now. I'm not mentioning names, I don't want to throw buses around, but I think they're kind of a big deal now. So it's like, it didn't really stop them. It just made them try harder.
Well, I'm glad that more women are getting involved. I mean, we're definitely...
She's not in the car or in the trunk of a car.
In the living room.
In the closet. I'm in the living room. They'll let me out. Just kidding.
All right, so what do you guys say? You want to
move?
Do you guys want to kick this off?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's jump right into the Marjorie Liu segment here. First on the list. So this is NYX No Way Home. This is her first comic she wrote. It was published in October of 2008. It's a 6-issue stories, and it's pretty attainable price-wise. I mean, if you're looking at this, it's not too bad. You have the original cover over on the left and then the variant on the right, which is stunning. Really like that. So right now we're looking at, let's see, back in May, it sold for $2. That's not bad. And the 1 in 15 variant sold for $10.
Oh, wow. That's super, super cheap. I mean, affordable. That sounds better.
It really is. I mean, yeah. If you're wanting to start collecting her stuff and getting a hold of some of her early work, what better way to do it than this?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of these covers, Trish?
They're amazing. I wish I could draw like people as well as a lot of other artists can. You can tell there's a lot of like experience here. Like that is a product of the time. Like it looks, gritty. The story looks like it would probably be, pretty tough. So
I'm sure you could do it, Trish. Just practice and practice and
yeah, I think you can too.
I know. I practiced for decades doing other things, doing everything else. I gotta like really hone my people skills. But like you can kind of get that like it's kind of almost like anime-ish feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Boondocks and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Oh, the show?
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
That show's fantastic.
I
remember Frank saying a while back that, the cover, I think this is probably true for most people, is the first thing that captures your eye and makes you want to invest in whatever the book is. You want a solid cover,
True.
but I mean, Marjorie also has an awesome storyline to go with this. If you guys have not read it, I've read the first, and then I kind of fell off the map a little bit, but it's a good story. It's solid, and this one is definitely affordable if you're looking for.
It is. I really like that 1 out of 15 for $10. It's not bad at all.
The Chen variant, yeah. I think I would spend extra money to get that one.
Yeah, I mean, but for $2 just to read it, not bad at all.
Yeah, the variant is Joe Chen, incredibly underrated artist. It's gorgeous, JJ, isn't it? It's
I love them birds, man. It looks like somebody got out like a book, like like bird anatomy. Because I mean, like, look at this bird. Look at these birds. They're amazing. But actually, the technique looks amazing.
All right. Well, that's our first one, guys. Let's move on to the next. Up next, we have X-23. This is the second X-23 series that came out in November 2010. Is that right? I think that's right. Again, we're taking a little bit more of a jump here. If you look at May 8th, a raw one sold for $30. 9.8 goes for $150. I think that's still pretty reasonable. This was an interesting story because if you talk about, if you listen to any of her interviews, she talks about how she just fell in love with X-23 and how much she enjoyed writing that character, but it had so much pressure because they knew that the book was going to get a lot of attention. Luckily, they got a pretty good response. I mean, X-23 just went nuts when it came out.
I think people like Wolverine type characters with the claws, you know. And she seems to like Wolverine too because she writes a lot of like X-Men stories with Wolverine in them.
Yeah, her favorite character in the X-Men like series or the X-Men world was Jubilee. She was saying, like, I love Jubilee.
Jubilee is she was kind of underrated or underused, at least as far as I could see. I always liked that character, like in the cartoon.
Yeah, I can see that too. But yeah, 100. So, guys, one other thing. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. My apologies. We are being sponsored by Cover Price. So anytime you see one of those awesome little white boxes of information, that has been brought to us by Cover Price. And if you go to their site and use the code Flipside, you get 2 months of their unlimited membership for $1.99. And they got good stuff. This is really good information for collectors, for people that are just trying to flip stuff, whatever you're doing, this is the place to go. They give you the last recorded sales value, the average graded comic sale, the average raw comic sale. So you're not going on to eBay blind. I mean, still use eBay, but yeah. So anyway, 9.8 is going for about $150. Sales for the raw comic is only $17.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not too shabby. Let's see. I bet she watched the animated series a lot. I have not watched it yet. Have you guys?
I watched X-Men like back in the day. I don't have a lot of time to watch TV these days. So, you know, my superhero stuff has kind of fallen off. But yeah, X-23, kind of badass.
I'm a fan of Laura Kinney. We share names. That makes us kindred spirits, right? Isn't that a rule? If you have the same name as somebody, you're like automatically connected.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm a Laura too. What do you like? And then you start comparing notes on what it's like to be Laura.
What's it like to be a Laura? I don't know. We're loud. I guess that's the best way to describe. We're very loud. But yeah, X-23 became a character that she really enjoys writing. Again, she did feel some pressure with it, but she had a lot of fun. So this is one that, again, you want to pick up if you get the chance.
Check also, those back bins. You might be strong female character lead in a book.
Hey, can't go wrong there. We endorse it. All right, so here you go, Dollar. You were saying that you like Laura Kinney. There's a really cool cover. This is the same release date as the last one, but this is Women in Marvel cover. The back of this one has a cool ghost image of a prior X-23 comic, so that's kind of neat. And let's see what Cover Price has to say. $89 for a 9.8. That's reasonable. $18 for the
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's really
right?
good. Yeah.
This is a cool cover too. I like the white background. Anytime you have a white background, I think it just looks nice. Or a solid black, one or the other. What do you think, Trish?
Oh, well, see, I like the ones with the white background the most, only because I'm terrible at backgrounds. like unless I really am in try hard mode. So that's how I would do it.
They're just so hard to keep clean. Like I feel like all of my white covers, I have to constantly like go back after I touch them and like clean them all up.
Or they have like a color rub, and you're like, damn it, I can see you.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, little side tangent here. So Trish got our Stray Dogs #5 exclusive in. She got it before we did.
Yeah.
So
I put it in the
cool.
top left.
I love
So
it.
if you can't see it, it's super glare. Super glare. But it's
Well, we were concerned about the red possibly rubbing onto the black, but Trish said that they came out perfect.
Look at that creeper.
Oh man, I can't wait till people get them in their hands because you can't even see the master behind the balloon that well on screen.
Nope. You can kind of see it.
glare.
If I take it out of this, then you might be able to see it a little more, but it's still in the Mylar, or plastic. And I got that thick plastic because, I ain't trying to get fingerprints all over it.
Oh my gosh, that looks so
I think it's even
good.
worse. I think the glare is even worse. Hang on. I'm going to commit a sin here. Take it out of the plastic. Wow.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
You can see him in there, creeper.
So cool.
Look at that
I
poor dog
love
down
it.
there.
Oh,
But yes, these came
I'm
out
so
really
jealous.
good. I was worried about all those dark colors. I thought this thing was going to come out real wavy because in the past we've gotten like the issue 2 second printing was the worst with all that red because it kind of looked like it rolled. But I was really like, oh yeah, hold on, the best part. Look.
so cute. I love it.
Our thumbs on the background.
Thanks.
Yeah. Trish was showing us that before the show, and I'm like, I gotta tell you what this turned out nice. Very good.
It did. It turned out really well. I only got a couple of copies for myself, so I'm like, well, I hope that whoever wanted them gets them because, man, it's a good one. Like, it's one of my favorites.
Well, you guys did awesome. You and Tony killed it on that one. All right, sorry guys, we're going on a little bit of a tangent. Let's keep moving. So that was our last one. We were talking about Marjorie Liu. If you are just joining us, a fantastic author. Most of you probably know her from Monstrous, but she's done so many other pieces that we wanted to give her some attention. Okay, so this is the 1 in 25 of the same series.
Wow.
And look at the prices on this, you guys. This is insane.
Holy. I don't think I ever seen this one. But this one kind of gives me a feel like a Catwoman type of feel, like the pose. I don't know.
In the pleather?
Yeah, right? Right? I don't know.
All those Del Auto covers.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice one, though.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so pretty, but you'd have to have a nice $1,000 if you want one. Graded.
Yeah.
2,000 if you want. Almost 3,000 if you want it graded. Gulp.
Might as well just get it raw, and then I always feel weird saying get it raw. I'm such a great mind. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, this is one of the few times because normally I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna gamble. I'm gonna get the 9.8. That way I know that I'm getting what I want. But I think this is one of those times where I would buy it raw.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Get it raw. Get it raw.
So this is a lesser known cover by Unknown Comics. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I think Del Auto killed it here. Let's see, June 15th, it sold for 1,000 with the thousands crossed out. So we'll have to kind of guess. I would assume it's probably around the 800 range, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, look at that one down there that says June. Yeah, that says 42 bids on it. Holy moly.
Dang. That's crazy. That's great. Well,
42 bids, and it ended up at $735 for a very fine plus.
Man, who has that money? Jeez, just spending the comic. I don't understand.
Somebody's stimmy check hit.
A rich nerd guy. Probably.
Yeah,
that's kind of money I'd spend on a animation cell or something.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The one that's behind me on the wall, that was a $600 sell.
Oh my goodness, Trish! I don't know.
It's a one of one. There isn't another one like it.
Really?
I'd pay for it. I mean, hell yeah.
Like animation art, I love animation art because it's one of one. There isn't another one like it.
Yeah.
If it was if it was used in a movie or on a TV show, it's one of one.
Oh, there's another one too.
Mm-hmm. get
Yeah,
that.
keep your eye out for this one, guys. Can you imagine if
Yes.
you found this just by
On
accident
the-
Could you
somewhere?
imagine if you
dollar-
tripped over this at like a
dollar bin.
collection, like somebody brought in their collection, didn't know what they had,
Oh
and you'd
Lord,
be like,
made
"Here you go. Here's
$1,000.
my like here's an offer,"
Holy
and then
moly!
giggle to yourself while they leave. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Would you tell them what they had? Would you say, "Oh my God, this is like a $2,000 book"?
So
If you
we've
got a
come across
collection?
this moral problem that
Yeah,
you're
it's a like moral
posing
dilemma.
here. It is. So here's how we do it. If we're buying a collection and we haven't gone through everything, we're trusting that the value's there.
Mhm.
So you pay the person and you're done. And if you get home and you find something, that's great. But if we're going through a collection and the price hasn't been decided yet, and then we find something while we're going through it, then we bring it to their attention. Because then it's like, okay, now we know it was there. Makes sense?
Mhm.
What do you guys think? What's considered ethical if you're buying a collection and you find something like badass in there?
I
But
look
if
at like
after you pay for it, after you went home, or while you're going through it, because if it's after you went home, it's like, oh well, right?
Yeah,
They
well,
should have done
yeah.
their research too. But if
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
while I'm there, then I will say something. Well, this is how much it's sold for. I'll give you this much because I also need. If I'm gonna sell it, I also need to make my money.
Yeah, right. Because that's the other thing. When you're buying a collection, you have to understand that you're not going to get top dollar for your collection because the person buying it from you has to sell it, which takes forever in some cases. And we have to rebag and board a lot of it. And there's the shipping. There's a lot of work that goes involved into moving each of those pieces. We've had people come and they're like, my collection's worth $9,000. Will you buy it for me for $8,700? We're like, no, honey, no.
Everybody thinks their collection goes for millions, and it's like, no.
shoot, I know
like
my
that.
collection. Like, I literally just found out about variant covers like this year. So,
Really? Hi, Geek Driven. Good to see you in. Quick pause real quick for anybody that's just hopping in. We are doing a market report on the wonderful Marjorie Liu. She is the author of several different novels and, of course, the notable Monstrous. So we're covering some of her stuff right now. If you haven't already, please give the show a thumbs up. It lets us know that you're enjoying what you're seeing, and leave a comment. Let's keep it back to it. We were just on the 1 in 25 X23 Del Auto variant, which goes for about $1,000 if you can find it. All right, next up. Let's see. This is the 1 in 75 of the same series again.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is...
That's a pretty cool
we
cover,
were-
though. I like it.
So if you were going to drop that amount of money, would you pick this one or the one prior?
I think the one prior. This one's too busy for me.
Yeah, I'll go with Trish too. I think the one before.
I mean, I like the lighting on the character on X23 there. The other characters are just kind of, there. But and she's very dramatic. I like that. But the other one I liked more. The other one I liked more.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you there too. I mean, this is the 1 in 75, but it's going for $300 raw, $750 roughly for the 9.8 graded comic. And then the last recorded sales value was $999. So that's not too shabby. And that was sold on April 28th, so not too long ago. I think we're all in consensus. I think this is beautiful. I don't even want to attempt to say, okay, hold on. Shit, hold on. I gotta think about it. Jurjevic.
Jurjevic?
Jurjevic. I think it's getting worse.
Is
Jurjevic.
So was the Del Auto one a like what ratio was that?
That was a 1 in 25.
Wow.
This is a 1 in 75, right? You would think that
yeah, you would think that value would be flipped.
Yeah,
because of the rarity.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like the other one better.
That's probably why, though. So I mean, again, if you guys could find this, holy hell, you could throw it back up and make a huge flip. Wait, a Marko Jurjevic cover. Yes, there we go.
Is it? Yeah. Yep.
Oh, they're laughing at us.
Oh
man, we're trying. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Jurjevic.
Sure, let's go with that.
Sure. We're trying. We are trying here.
Yes.
Okay. This is really cool though, guys. So if you can find it again, snag it up. What was I going to tell you about this one? There was something she was talking about this in the interview. No, I don't remember.
It looks like it should be a connecting though.
That's what they're saying it is. It's a connected cover.
Oh, okay.
Wonder what's
It
on
looks
the
like
other
it
half.
should be. It looks like it should be on the
That's
off
cool.
to the left there.
Jurjevic.
I think. Okay.
Jurjevic.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Aquaponics work for me.
It is a connecting cover. I know that was bad. I am terrible at pronouncing names, though. I warned you guys that was not going to be pretty.
I do
All
like
right.
it when folks give me the like phonetic sounding, like the sound of the name if it's like a name I can't pronounce, because
Oh, it happens a lot in the shows. They're like, Laura, no, you just butchered that. Let's try again. I wanted to bring this one up. It sells for this much on eBay. Well, then sell it on eBay.
yeah, yep.
It's got a point.
I wouldn't
heard
be
that one a
selling a
lot,
private
too.
party if I wanted to deal with the eBay nonsense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I do that with Funko Pops occasionally. I'll get one and I'll buy it as a spec and then flip it when it's nice, when it's pricey. And
We tell good.
yeah. eBay's not the place for me though. Ugh.
You should see Aunt saying some of what we're eating picks names. Oh man. It's probably just as bad as I am, right? Maybe a little bit worse. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, what number are we on? This is number 6.
Yeah.
Second print is still attainable, so this is probably more in you guys' price range. Well, maybe some of you out there probably have the money to drop
That's
on those
pretty
other
cool.
ones. Yeah, it's not
Ooh,
bad. I mean,
second
second
printing.
printing. Yeah. I tell you, when the response that they got to this was incredible. So second printing, $40 for the raw comic. There's no graded information on this one that we could find, but they did sell this one below. If you're lucky enough and you go in on an auction, you could snag this thing up for like $10. Not
Oh my
bad,
god,
right?
I'm sorry. Just freaking. Oh my god, Romy.
Are you okay?
He woke up from a nap. He is hungry now, and he's getting leftovers, and it's pasta with the bread, and he wants to add it's Alfredo, and he wants to add ranch to it.
Ugh.
I said it doesn't go with ranch, and he's gonna do it. Oh my gosh, Romy.
Hey, let them do it, guys. I mean, girls, all of us, we can do
Not
whatever,
in there.
right?
On the side. Oh my.
I like green beans with my
Oh.
tapioca. That's kind of odd.
Yeah. That is kind of odd.
You're all.
No, that sounds
Oh my
weird.
gosh.
Well, not like
Oh
mixed
my God.
together, but like if I'm having tapioca, I like a side of buttered green beans with it because the flavor's like.
Well, I guess it's like a sweet and salty kind of thing, maybe?
I
Or
guess.
sweet
know.
and savory kind of thing? I don't know.
Well, it's like when
Must be
I
like a
like to
flashback.
eat. Well, I mean, like I like to eat hot Cheetos, but then I like to eat chocolate at the same time because of the sweet
Hot
and spicy.
Cheetos. Well, my 11-year-olds over here eating hot
Ooh.
Cheetos.
Oh,
Did you
and then
get
I
like
get a
a-
stomach ache, but it's all
You
good.
get that sweet and savory, like that's the kind of
Yes.
thing. Because like I've seen chocolate covered chilies before and stuff like
Mm.
that, like hot stuff, and then
Oof.
pair it with some sort of really rich, decadent wine. Man,
Ooh, talk dirty, Trish.
I know, right?
You got me. Chocolate covered chilies and wine? Hell yes. All right, moving on. Next up. Okay, this is one that we wanted to talk about because she
Mhm.
actually won an award for this bad boy. This
Cool.
is the Astonishing X-Men number 51 from the
Mhm.
third series. So
Yep.
this came out in August of 2012, and it's been this was an interesting one because she won a GLAAD Media Award for featuring the gay wedding between North Star and Kyle, which you're seeing on the cover there. This was Marvel's first same-sex marriage, which is, a pretty big deal. So she got an award for this one. Really reasonable pricing here, 9.8, $46. I mean, just getting it slabbed costs almost $30. So the raw comic, you're looking at a little under $4. This one you had this cover, and then I'm going to switch to the next side because there's a couple different covers that go with this. And then you have the incentive 1 in 25, a newsstand, a second print, and a con cover. So kind of gave you a little rundown of all of
I've
them
seen
there.
that con cover before. Couldn't like people put their own like photo like right there? in
Yeah,
the-
you're creating your own
too.
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, That's cute. I really like that whole black and white one.
The ink. Yeah, the ink.
Yeah.
That was the
I
San
like
Diego
it.
Comic-Con
That
exclusive.
was
like
spicy.
it.
I love when I see the just
Yeah.
inks on a cover. It's my favorite. I have so many artist edition like ink covers. Just
Really?
that's all they look like is just black and white. I love it.
Do you mind
How
me
old is
asking
this?
why?
Oh, sorry.
Why do I love it?
Yeah.
Because I don't ink this way. It's so beautiful. And if I practiced and did all the things with like an ink or a brush pen instead of digitally, like I do most of my stuff, I do a lot on paper, but not to this degree. This is beautiful to me.
There's definitely like a huge demand for inks only. Like we
Yeah.
did a Batman Catwoman one a while back, and the ink sold as well as the color did. And I've always wondered, like,
why?
Yeah, for me, like, I mean, again, no judgment at all. I get that everybody kind of likes their own thing, but for me, I want the color. Like, I just.
So yeah, the color makes the characters pop, right?
Yeah.
But you want to exercise that artist's technical freaking skill. Look at those buildings. Those buildings are completely washed out in the color. Look at those. Look at the buildings. Look at the detail that you can just kind of pick out that didn't get washed out by the lighting effects on the color. That stuff is fascinating to me.
You're looking through an artist lens versus,
I guess, just anybody else. I don't know.
Boring collector lens. No, mine totally is. You're the way you looked at that is so much more intricate and so much more involved than how I was seeing it. Now that you said it that way, I'm paying attention to it differently. You're changing my perspective too.
So yeah, it's like, to me, like, I like to look at an artist's technical mind. I can't draw buildings this way. Those people are sorcerers. I'm like, amazed by that. True. I can draw organic stuff that looks like it's got, the lines don't have to be precise. Give me that stuff. Buildings, machines, cars, and I've drawn some cars. They don't look like what they're supposed to look. Whatever.
Here, Trish, I think this is directed for you. You want to answer this one?
Well, I know, like, IDW, they gave me a character guide when I was drawing characters that I'd never drawn before. So they were like, here's this character and this is their attitude. I've never drawn Transformers before. I was given like a little, here's a little Bible on the Transformers. This is what you should draw and what you shouldn't draw. Or whatever.
Or like with Warcorns. You spoke directly with Garrett Gunn. He was
actually, I spoke to Garrett through you, mostly.
That's true. But that was an interesting process because, like, you got the first sketch in, we gave it to the creator, and he made little changes that we never would have noticed without his input.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing. Like, working on a licensed work is or something that belongs to someone else, where the input isn't 100% mine. It's all up to them. The discretion is all theirs. So, like, Hasbro had the final say on a lot of stuff I did with the ponies. So they didn't really change too much, but it's up to them. So in the end, it has to look like what they want.
Yeah.
But just like the Warcorns cover, it had to look like Garrett, had an input. So we added that extra character for him because that's what he wanted.
Oh, I wish I had it. I can't show it to him though. That cover is so cool. I call it our eyegasm because if you guys saw this cover, it's just like this explosion of colors and characters, and Trish did amazing.
And I let go on that one. I hadn't even man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish that I could, because I showed off the inks the other day to Garrett. I was showing him the process through it, and because we were talking on Facebook, and he was like, he just loves it so much. He's such a good guy.
The inks on that could have been its own variant. That would have been really neat.
Yeah, and I would have done something different with the background, considering the background was all just not vectors, but I just kind of freehanded the shapes. So, I just freehand painted that instead of, so process work is very cool. I could do a whole show just on process work.
Oh, idea maybe for another comic book woman, or put you on Nearing Nirvana and we could do
Yeah,
that. Hey?
right?
All right, let's keep going.
Anyway,
this is the
keep
one
going.
you guys have all been waiting for,
Yes,
I'm sure.
Monstrous.
Monstrous. This is Monstrous number 2. This came, oh wait, I'm sorry. This is Monstrous number 1. Sorry. Came out in November 2015. It has a second and third print because this thing's amazing. It's up for so many different, the Eisner Award, I think, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Eisner, Harvey,
She
Hugo.
has won so many awards. It's insane.
The list is like a mile long, Lucy. It's like bing, bing,
I
bing.
saw
It's
that.
not,
yes.
yeah, and it's not just for writing. Like the art has won, cover art's won, interiors, inks, inkers, letters. They've all won something in this.
Sana Takeda was on an interview with Marjorie, and she doesn't speak English, but she was, being translated, and I was listening to what she was saying, and her process is incredible. The way she envisions what she's going to put on the page, it's amazing. This is a beautiful book. You okay?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted. Sorry.
You're fine. But anyway, guys, I'm sure most of you have seen this one. A 9.8, I think, very justifiably goes for $300. That's worth
crazy.
it.
I honestly thought I was going for more because
I thought it would be more too.
Yeah, like I was thinking I want number 1, but I was thinking, oh, maybe raw. It's like about $200. I honestly didn't think it was going for that much. That's still affordable. I mean, would afford that. Like,
yeah, especially if you can get the raw one for like $60 and then send it into one of your LCSs and get this bad boy graded. If you guys aren't aware, I'm not going to give away too much of the story, but one of the characters has a demon inside of them. And Marjorie was saying when she was writing it, it was kind of used to describe how as humans, we all have our own demons. We're all battling our own demons. And yet another example of her having strong female women of color represented. Pretty badass. What do you think, Trish?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I haven't read because I came into comics kind of late, so this was already out, like in force. The last time I saw was hardcover editions were out.
Yeah,
and
same.
I tried to pick up one. Holy camoles, I couldn't afford it. At least not at the time. I got that dog money now, so I can buy some books. I could buy some books. So yeah, this is one I'll be looking at picking up.
It's such a good story.
I read volume 1 too, and it was really good. The art inside is freaking fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of got like this like manga feel, but not like it's like painted. I don't know. The style is very interesting, and I love it.
Because when I picked this one up, it was like I was kind of like between this one and Saga, and I kind of just kept with Saga, and then kind of forgot about this one. And I was like, well, which one do I like better?
That was funny. Sorry, I had to put that up. That
I know. Well, like with the Judas one, my kid.
Just eat it. Oh shit, I'm not muted.
Just buy it. Sorry, I thought it was me.
Look how Dollar put it. Very architecture-y. I like that word choice.
Well, like I love all of that kind of the like knots and all the I don't know. That's very intricate.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Like it could be a tattoo. Tattoo this all over you.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Monstrous Volume 1, like down your back.
Yeah, that is. It's pretty awesome.
Like, that whole thing there could be like a sleeve.
Right?
Like,
wouldn't that be neat too?
Even her arm, like the way her arm looks, it's freaking like I don't know. It looks her dress, everything. It's just the art's beautiful. The story is beautiful. I mean, I mean, from volume 1, what I read, right? I need to keep reading it, and
if just, my to read list wasn't like this huge like pile of stuff,
yes.
You just block out and then binge. But there's so many. Aren't there like 6 volumes now?
Oh, there's a lot. And she was saying
it's like in 34, 30 some, issue 30 some. I don't know, more than that probably. Let me see.
She based the story off of like because her grandmother apparently would tell her like these really dark, not child appropriate stories, and it kind of but she would be like laughing at it, like something horrible would be happening, but then she would like make it into a joke. And so if you read the series, you'll see like these dark situations where there's little tidbits of humor interjected, which I think is really a brilliant way to approach anything that can get too dark. If you add little jokes here and there, little innuendos or whatever, it's very clever the way this thing's done. So definitely add it to your read list if you haven't already. This is Monstrous number 2.
Wow.
There is a second print, but this is the first print. Monstrous number 2. Look at the cover on that. That's badass too.
Mm-hmm. I got that like modern art feel, and
only 25. Wow, that is just beautiful.
I can't believe how cheap that is.
Yeah, I know. Shit, I hope we don't.
Dude, the 9.8 is almost the same price as the raw. Like in that case, you fucking buy. Oh, sorry, you buy the 9.8, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, obviously you buy the 9.8.
That's you would think there'd be a much larger.
Buy a 9.8 and buy a raw one to read.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, Trish.
You still want to read it. You still got to read it.
Yeah. I mean, you can buy the volumes, and then just have the graded ones. But then again, I don't really like graded comics. I like them raw.
Trish, did you get that question up here?
Yes. People have used my artwork for tattoos before.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is there a Stray Dogs one? Has somebody gotten a Stray?
Not yet. But
soon.
Like, I'm talking about like here I am just being myself, before Stray Dogs, and I see a 10-year-old picture I drew on someone's arm, and it's not even like a fully finished picture. It's just like an 8x10 sheet of paper plastered on someone's arm. I'm like, what? They didn't even ask me. I'm just like, that's on your arm forever, bro.
It's kind of cool though. I mean, that's such an awesome compliment. Patrick's saying the second printing for this is a ghost, which I heard the same thing. So yes.
In that you can't find it, or
it
doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, it exists, but it's just probably such a short print that nobody wants to sell it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it.
Back issues or something. Back the dollar bins. I don't know. You might.
But yeah, I like this comment. Monstrous is brilliant. There's nothing else like it. I completely agree. I think this team together became such a powerhouse that I cannot wait. I mean, this is destined to get optioned, right?
Yeah.
How could it?
Oh, well, I thought I heard something like that. Yes, I thought I heard something like that. That's why I thought. That's why I heard.
I don't know if it's optioned, but I thought there were talks or rumors.
Anthony.
Yeah, that's why I assumed that issue number 1 was like around 200 something, because I have heard things like that. So
Google remembers from one of our last shows, very evergreen. Jen Bartel was saying that when she does any type of cover, that she likes it to be almost a standalone piece of art, similar to like a poster or a movie poster. And frankly,
I like that too.
It's evergreen. It doesn't have to necessarily follow the narrative. It just has its own independent appeal, which I think it's well said, Frank. I completely agree. And he was listening. That was like 3 shows ago. Anyway.
Oh, he likes it.
I know. Moving on. We got Star Wars. This is the Han Solo series. I have not had the chance to read this. It's a 5-issue series. This is on the New York Times bestsellers list. It isn't out of reach for the common collector. If you want to get those, you can, again, check out those back bins. It had 14 variant covers, but I only put 1 because I ran out of time. So here's the first one.
I have a Han Solo blank somewhere in my house.
Really? That is so crazy. A 9.6, it goes for like a freaking $10, which they spend more money to get it graded than how I don't get it. How is that even possible? I will never, unless I don't know. That's insane.
Patrick had no clue this was Lou. See? Hey, that rhymed. No clue this was Lou, but now you do.
Hey.
Oh, Anthony just yelled lame in the background. Mom joke.
Funny.
Oh, come on, that was good. Yeah, I don't understand this, Lucy. Why the raw?
Crazy. At least what you pay for the comic and get it graded. I don't know. What is it, like $30? 35? I don't know.
like roughly 18 in that range. But I mean, 14 different variants of this bad boy. She had a lot of fun writing this one as well. This is one of the characters that she got to play with a little bit, and she said it was a joy to be or play with. And she said that each of her characters, that she eventually falls in love with them in one way or another. So it's hard for her to pick her favorite. They're all dear to her in their own ways. But yeah, so that's a cool one if you guys can find it. And last but not least, this is something for you to look forward to. So Monstrous, this is the trade paperback. The trade paperback is coming out in August, I believe. Hold on, let me take a look.
And this is issue 35.
Oh, wait, hold on, not the trade paperback. Apologies here. Yeah, Monstrous 35 comes out on June 30th, but if you don't want to jump, there's a trade that's a reprint. There we go. That's going to be out in August.
The Image first. I've seen those. They've done those before. So
Monstrous 35, that cover art is sick. Look at that.
It is so beautiful.
It looks so technical. Like,
almost like a, what do you call the computer boards?
Oh, like a circuit board.
Circuit board. Yeah, doesn't it look like a circuit board?
Wow. Yeah. It's so beautiful. And I is that the last issue, right? Maybe? I don't know. Because that's the only one that I see on CLC. Like usually they add more. So I don't know if that's the last one.
I think they are wrapping it up for this volume, but I'm not positive. Somebody in the chat might know. But yeah, so if you don't want to do that one though, you can wait till August, and there's a reprint of number 1. But you guys make sure that you're following Marjorie Liu on Instagram so you can kind of be up to date on all the stuff that she's putting out and when it's dropping. It's good stuff. And again, with Monstrous, don't you automatically, Trish, as an artist, when you look at her, all the stuff that Sana has done, you think, okay, her color usage is fantastic. She has this very muted, like earthy tones.
Yeah, it's very natural. I love it. I like natural color. If I'm telling a story, even though this is kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of making me feel
that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, hey. It kind of makes me feel like you're in that fantasy world, right? But you're still grounded. There's still something there to tether you, and that's that earthy color. Color
that's an
theory
interesting
is
take.
Great. Like, I don't know. I like to think, like for Stray Dogs, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, we didn't pick fantastical colors because we wanted to tell, a fantasy story about dogs, and these are fantasy dogs. We picked like normal grounded colors because you still want to feel like they're in some sort of, reality.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, that's like fascinating. I did not think of it that way.
That's
how the colors.
Yeah, because otherwise, like you
you
could have a bunch of purple dogs and like rainbow dogs telling a story about murder. I don't know. I kind of, but this is me going off of not even. I'm gonna pick up this image first, and take a good hard look at this series because I like seeing stuff like that. And that story came out in 2015. So originally,
let's see, the first Monstrous.
It was 15.
Yeah.
So it's I want to see it from the beginning. I think that would be cool.
Very, very cool. All right, before we let you guys go for the night, make sure that you check out Cover Price. If you use the code Flipside, you get an addition, or you get 2 months of their unlimited membership for $1.99 per month, which is insane. And I promise you, use them for 2 months and you will be hooked. It's completely worth the investment, especially if you are somebody out there that likes to collect and sell, which I'm assuming most of you are. Trish, somebody earlier in the chat was asking where they can find you on Instagram.
Oh, at Trish Forstner. That's me.
Easy enough. I'm going to add it here so that you guys can find Trish.
Yep, I'm at Trish Forstner on Twitter and Instagram. So Twitter, I usually post process work, but I'm getting more into using Instagram, like cross-posting everything.
Yeah, and what were you saying before the show that you're doing for the Good Boy Kickstarter? So people have something to look forward to.
If you back the Good Boy Kickstarter for their exclusives, Tony and I are doing a 2-pager in there. They made it to a stretch goal to get us to do a 2-page story in there.
Garrett's like,
Oh.
oh, it's never gonna happen. We're never gonna hit 23K,
Oh.
but they hit it so
They're-
fast. It's
They're so far
crazy.
past that now. It's like, you know, they're trying to make up new stretch goals just so they could keep going. It's
Oh
yeah.
man.
But we've already got the plan for the story. I already know what I'm going to do. So, you know, we just have to get the script.
And you'll keep us posted on Instagram, right? Every step of the way, so we can kind of see what's happening there and when stuff goes
I might
on
post
sale.
some process. I think I might post some process work, but not a lot because it's only 2 pages. The story is only 2 pages, so I can't post too much.
That's true. All right, very
Half a
cool. So make
panel.
sure you guys are following. Follow Trish. She has her Instagram's fun too. Sometimes she'll just be like doodling, and she makes these incredible characters, and it's pretty neat. Let's see. We will be back next Tuesday, but right after this, I am going to be filling in for Anthony on Comic Book Food Chain. So if you haven't checked out that channel, please head over there. They're going to be going live in about, I don't know, a little over 30 minutes. That is with Frank Gogol, the creator Frank Gogol. He's in the chat right now. The collector Aaron Yee. I'll be filling in as the retailer. And then I believe we are having Comics with Bueller on as a guest.
Nice.
I know. I'm actually really pumped to go over there and experience what the food chain is like. So check that show out. Lucy, is there anything we have to add?
Just make sure you're following us near Nirvana, and we have our show. If you guys can get enough of us, we have our show over near Nirvana, a YouTube channel. So make sure you guys to like this, comment, and follow us. I mean, comment, video, not comment, video.
Yeah, there you go. Nearing Nerdvana. We go live on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That show is just so much fun. We cover a lot of different topics. Aside from that, we'll be back next Tuesday. And thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Trish, thanks again for filling in for Jen. We appreciate it.
We miss Jen.
Yeah.
I'm going to
see her.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.